G'day guys, Dan Barrett here from Big Smoke Barbecue and Four Monkeys. Today I want to show you how we're going to cook up this big beef shin. It's going to be a masterpiece of any barbecue day out. It's a really underrated cut, it's really easy to do, everyone loves it, so let's give it a crack, eh? So straight out of the packet, it looks pretty daunting. There seems to be a lot going on, but really it's not that hard. It's a really basic bit of meat. Just think of it like a lamb shank, just a giant lamb shank. And all we want to do is get a knife and just take off some of this silver skin and expose a lot of that meat. And I'm not too worried about all the fatty bits as such, just the silver skin I want to take off. Just getting your knife under it. And as I said, having a sharp knife definitely helps. This is going to take a few hours. It's a big chunk of meat. There's a lot going on. As I said, it's going to take a lot to break down. But just stick with it, let it roll, and it'll come out fantastic. It's going to shrink right up. It's going to expose a lot of that bone. Nice big handle. And as I said, this will be the masterpiece of any barbecue you have. Get your friends over and have this thing sitting in the middle of the table. And it's going to blow people away. And just slowly make your way around it, cleaning it up. Anything that's real heavy, take off. It's a beautiful piece of meat, this. If you haven't tried it, definitely give it a go. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with how this is trimmed up now. As I said, you don't need to go too crazy. Just get a lot of the heavy silver skin off, any of that really heavy fat you don't want to eat. Get rid of it. You're never going to get it spotless and get every bit off because it's just going to end up falling apart. But I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to hit it with some seasonings and we're going to light that pit and get it on there. So we've got our two seasonings here today. I'm going to be using the Four Monkeys home base followed by the Four Monkeys beef rub. I'm going to start by applying a rub of the home base. You can use any seasonings you want. These are the ones I prefer to use. Now we want to give it a nice heavy coating. This is a big bit of meat that can take a flogging. Don't be afraid to get a lot on there. Just like that. It's pretty straightforward, guys. Alright, the beef rub. Nice big thick heavy coat. We're going to cook it on the Weber kettle today. We're going to be using the snake method, using the snake pit ring. It's going to just allow it to cook this at around 250 degrees Fahrenheit all day until it's done pretty much, and it's just going to chug along. It's going to hold temp really nice. So there we have it. One beef shin rubbed up, ready for the pit. So we'll get this pit lit now and we'll be back in a minute. We'll let this sit for about 20 minutes while we get that pit up to temp, and then we'll chuck it on. Cheers. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use this snake ring, and pretty much what that is going to allow me to do is get about a 10-hour cook, real low and real slow. Just by putting in our ring here, we're going to start by laying some unlit briquettes around the ring. We're going to go 2 wide and then 1 on top, and we're going to do it about 3/4 of the way around, and then we're going to light one end. And it's going to act like a slow burning fuse. It's going to make its way all the way around. It's going to give us about a 10-hour, as I said, low and slow cooking of about 250 Fahrenheit, 275. And I'm just going to adjust the daisy wheel underneath if it gets too hot, or if it's not hot enough, I'll open it up to let more airflow in or close it off to knock it back. And we're going to hit it with some maple wood today, and we're going to get this beef shin on, and it's going to roll for about 10 hours. And we're just going to pretty much see how it goes, really. And so now our snake's all lit, ready to go. I lit about 10 to 15 beads using the loop lighter at the start. I've got 3 chunks of maple ready to go. I'm just going to chuck the grill on now. Close the lid up. All the daisy wheels and everything are all open. Let the air get through it. I'm just going to close it up for about 10 minutes. Let the kettle get up to temp, and we'll chuck this beef shin on and have some beers. Cheers. Alright guys, so it's been about 3.5 hours and check this out. Boom. We're really happy with the colour now. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up in some foil, maybe put some butter in there. We don't want it to get any darker. We're going to put it back on the pit. I've been sort of turning it every 45 minutes just to rotate the heat around so it's not all copying the heat from one side. I've been spraying it with some water every 45 minutes as well. That's it, 3.5 hours in and it's looking absolutely sensational. So we'll get this wrapped up, get it back on the pit and we'll come back later. Been 6.5 hours now and I think it's done. I'm going to pull it out here and open it up so we're going to have a look. And I don't know whether you can see that, but that is absolutely sensational. It's probing like butter, but there's nothing there, look. And for those playing at home, it's 210 degrees Fahrenheit. But most importantly, it's probing really soft. As I said, 6.5 hours. We're going to let that sit for about an hour, wrap it back up, let it sit for about an hour. And then we're going to pull it apart and then it's going to be delicious. We'll be back soon. Well, there you have it guys. About 6.5 hours in the pit and an hour rest. And this is the end result. Check this out. Now, if you put this in the centerpiece of any barbecue platter, everyone's just going to be drooling. This thing is sensational. Super easy to do, as you saw. I mean, and look at this. Look at this, just falling off. Look at that. It does not get any better than that. God damn, it's steaming up. What I've got here is I've grilled up some onions and capsicums, little street tortillas. And we're going to build ourselves a little bit of a, no gloves needed on that one. Ooh, it's hot. Just like that. Bit of Full Monkey's hot sauce on there to finish it off. And that is the perfect little treat. Bloody sensational. There's nothing really to say, mate. This is bloody unbelievable. Give it a crack. Look, the meat just falls apart. Super soft, super tender. Everyone's gonna love it. The kids are gonna love it. Build yourself little tacos. And thanks for tuning in.